Ladies and gentlemen, it just got worse. Just when you thought the drama between Remy Ma and Papoose had finally subsided, Remy decided to blow it all up again. During a chaotic, unannounced Instagram live last night, Remy Ma revealed something that completely changed the course of events and made Claressa the main character of her own scandal. Remy also brought screenshots, timestamps, and a voice memo that will haunt Claressa for the rest of her life. If Remy Ma was quiet before, she's now loud, so buckle up, because if Claressa thought she had the upper hand, baby Remy just flipped the entire damn table. Welcome to Gossip Spell Vibe, ladies and gentlemen. This isn't just infidelity. It's betrayal with a twist. Anyone with connections, a man allegedly from the industry, a man who might have been standing right next to Papoose not even a month ago, and suddenly the sympathy Claressa had from fans turned to tears. To the scandal inside a scandal, because what began as a verbal sparring match has now devolved into a full-fledged betrayal Olympics. And let's go back a few weeks. The internet was split on both sides when Remy was accusing Claressa Shields of snatching up Papoose. While his marriage was still in tatters, Claressa clapped back, claiming that Remy had emotionally clocked out long ago, and that Pap was simply moving on. But last night, Remy Ma opened the group chat from hell and revealed something that no one, not even the Remy Ma's late-night Instagram live, revealed that Claressa has not only been romantically involved with Papoose, but has also allegedly been cheating on him with another man, one who is not only in her orbit, but maybe in his circle as well. This isn't a rumor, though, because Remy came with what she called federal-level receipts at precisely 11:43 p.m. There was no promo, no countdown, just a black screen and her voice speaking. I hope you'll save your sympathy for someone who deserves it. Within 2 minutes, more than 40,000 people were watching, and the comment section was already on fire before she even revealed her face. When she did, she appeared completely composed, with her hair wrapped in a hoodie and no makeup. This is when you know that things are going to get biblically Remy. This isn't about defending myself. It's about speaking the truth, because while you're out there portraying that girl as if she were a victim of a broken marriage, I've been sitting on what I discovered for weeks, and now you guys can have it. When the situation became lethal, she initially aired a muted, grainy, black and white security camera film that appeared to show Claressa entering a posh apartment complex in Atlanta. It was normal until a man entered behind her. The timestamp on the camera was 2:36 a.m. I am the man who was last seen in Claressa's comments using fire emojis beneath a gym selfie. He is supposedly Coach Dre, a former fighter and longtime buddy of Papoose. Oh, that's Coach Dre, who trained Papoose in 2020 when he was healthy. Remy interrupted the footage and looked directly into the camera, telling me once more how loyal she is. The chat exploded. Coach Dre is no Pap's boy. The energy went from Shido shock in 3 seconds, and then she brought the real heat in. The message, a woman's confident, flirtatious voice, obviously unconcerned with being recorded, reads, "I told you he's too emotional. You understand how I move? That's why I'm here." Let's pause right there. This isn't just disrespect. This is betrayal with a Bluetooth connection. The type of Remy followed up with a text thread in which the names were not clearly visible, but the messages were present. One of them said, "He thinks I'm still training you. You've got 45 minutes before I head back." Response, as usual, the doors were unlocked. At this point, the number of views had surpassed 7K, and celebrities began to appear on the live stream, including Simone Funk Flex and what appeared to be Joe Budden's burner account. Everyone was watching as if it were the Super Bowl, and Remy knew it. She leaned into the microphone and screamed, "Sweetheart, you want to be the queen and clean up your mess. You want to wear the crown and deal with the controversies that accompany it." The internet was rocked by Remy's display of a screenshot of a shared calendar between Papoose and Claressa. Yes, you read correctly. The calendar had an entry from last weekend that read Miami Recovery Weekend. See, at the same time, Remy displayed a direct message from an unidentified source, purportedly a Miami hotel concierge, stating that Claressa had checked in with a guest named Driel and had been paid in full by a card belonging to Shields Enterprises LLC. Remy shut down her laptop and stared into the camera for 6 seconds straight, before saying, "You can't play house with a man you're not finished cheating on, period." Let's rewind the psychology of this. Remy didn't just drag Claressa. She changed her image from victim to villain, and then from side chick to two-timing opportunist. And the receipts were perfectly timed. However, where was Papoose in all of this? Oh, he wasn't in the chat. He wasn't at the gym. He wasn't ghost posting love poems. No, he was on exactly 12:21 a.m. on his own Instagram story. About 30 minutes after Remy's live performance ended, Papoose shared a black screen with the caption, "You think you know someone. Then you see what they really stand next to when no one's looking." No tags, no names, just vibes. 2 hours Later, he shared a second story, this time a throwback photo of him and Remy at a 2018 Grammy event. There was no caption, just a picture of them smiling and holding hands in matching outfits. And fans knew right away that he wasn't just hurt. He was hurt. Twitter went into overdrive with sentimental posts. One user wrote, "Papoose looking at old photos like a Drake album cover." Another said, "Pap went from defending Claressa to dropping cryptic heartbreak bars in less than an hour." And then, the cherry on top was a complete silence on the radio, no comments, no response. Not even a cryptic repost, which isn't just suspicious, it's confirmation without confirmation. Meanwhile, blog pages began posting side-by-side timelines regarding Claressa's Miami. As fans were processing this mess, another leak surfaced, an alleged text message from Papoose to Claressa earlier this week that read, "I told you I left. My marriage for truth. I didn't expect you to lie to. I hit harder than any punch Claressa ever threw in the ring." By this time, Claressa's comments were locked, and Papoose erased half of his page. Remy, she shared an image of herself at brunch with the caption, "Unbothered, unbooked, D, and unavailable icon status." However, the chaos wasn't finished yet, as just before the evening was over, an anonymous source sent a screen capture to the Shade Room of a FaceTime conversation between Claressa and an unidentified male voice in which she said, "Remy doesn't matter. I run my own name now." That was all fans needed to hear, turning a scandal into a war just as the dust was beginning to settle. She'd been playing both of them. Pap isn't even the only one she lied to. Someone claiming to be Coach Dr's close friend said in the comment section of a viral clip from Ray's Live. That comment received 14,000 likes in just 2 hours, and now everyone is wondering, who is this third man? Is Claressa really just acting recklessly? Or was this all a setup from the beginning? Whatever the truth is, it was only a matter of time before someone else entered the chat, because this isn't just Remy's story anymore. Or perhaps the drama has reached a corporate level, and the next chapter is beginning right now. Within 24 hours of Remy Ma's Instagram live, the fallout from the Miami hotel scandal not only damaged Claressa's reputation, but it also set fire to her entire brand. Rumors turned into headlines, which in turn became consequences, as by the following morning, Claressa's face had subtly vanished. Heartbreak is becoming even bigger. Insiders started leaking that the company was worried about public backlash and a misalignment with family values after she vanished from the landing page of a major sportswear brand's campaign 2 weeks earlier. They said they heard the voice, note, saw the screenshots, and didn't want to be involved in the circus. An alleged internal email stated that the company would be pausing all digital assets involving Claressa until the current PR storm was resolved, which is not only a bad look but also a financial hit. According to sources, she was supposed to make over $150,000 from the campaign alone, not including bonuses linked to digital reach. And now she's losing money before she's even had time to deny anything. Meanwhile, Papoose stayed incredibly quiet, with no interviews, no lives, and no follow-ups to his mysterious Instagram story. But fans noticed something on his Spotify profile. An unreleased freestyle called Lost Loyalty was added to the list of upcoming tracks without warning. The cover featured a black and white image of a boxing glove hanging from a broken microphone stand, which was subtle, not at all. And as if that wasn't enough fuel, someone allegedly sent a picture of Claressa and Coach Dre leaving an Atlanta restaurant 3 nights ago, after all the drama had been made public. The source claims that they weren't hiding. In fact, they were laughing and walking like they owned the block. The caption for the leak said, "She doesn't even care." Pap laid himself. When the fans really lost it, they flocked to Remy's page and reposted Claressa's previous ride or die tweets side by side. The betrayal had progressed from personal to public to poetic. And then came the worst part. An anonymous Twitter user posing as Claressa's former assistant claimed to have overheard Claressa discussing Papoose as a branding step rather than a soulmate, claiming that Claressa saw the relationship as short-term, strategic, and beneficial for image rehabilitation. The thread was filled with screenshots of itinerary plans and purported direct messages from Claressa, along with a message that simply stated, perhaps too slow to realize he was a campaign. Whether or not it was really, no one gave a damn. The internet ran with it. By nightfall, the #Pap was a promo trending for 6 hours straight. Then came Ray's next move. She posted a throwback video clip with no caption of Papoose rapping on a rooftop, spitting a line about loyalty over fame. Fans flooded her comments with praise. One even wrote, "She didn't need to say a word, she posted the facts." It was beginning to feel like an admission. But Claressa hadn't spoken yet. Later that evening, someone else did. The Instagram story from a verified account that belonged to Coach Dre said, "I'm in the business of fixing broken people, not breaking homes." He followed it with a selfie in the gym, shirt off, flexing. Comments were disabled. That post didn't help him. If anything, it sent him straight into the mess hall of public dragging. Within an hour, a new meme went viral. A screenshot of his quote over a photo of an actual home being bulldozed. The caption, "Fixing people by wrecking everything around them." As this story progressed, more people connected the dots. Remy's fans shared clips of old interviews in which she discussed loyalty as her love language, and Papoose's supporters unearthed his BET Awards tribute to her, referring to it as a moment he gave everything. Meanwhile, a music industry blogger leaked that Papoose had allegedly canceled a scheduled studio session with Fat Joe and Scram Jones. The source said he wasn't in the headspace rap at the moment. Then, the dam really blew up again. This time, it came from what is known as a Dropbox, where an unidentified user posted a 4-second screen capture, reportedly showing a FaceTime call between Claressa and another man, not Papoose, but Coach Dre. In the video, she's wearing a hoodie and talks about how Pap is too emotional and that men like him always destroy themselves. The man on the other end is unconfirmed, but fans said it sounded like a well-known music producer who has been spotted with Claressa before. Now, people were wondering, was Dre even the only one? What began as a triangle abruptly turned into a complex web of scandal, with a woman at its core claiming to be the victim and now being accused of being the mastermind. Naturally, Remy was unconcerned, posting a meme of herself drinking tea with the caption, "It's crazy when the truth finally stops knocking and kicks the door in." But it was Papoose's 2-minute video, complete with no intro or filters, that eventually stopped the internet cold. It showed him sitting in a hoodie. He said, "I stayed silent because I was hoping what I saw wasn't real. I've always tried to move with respect even when I felt disrespected. But what hurts the most isn't what happened, but that I left a queen for someone who didn't even know how to be real." He paused, saying, "I'm not here to be a victim. I made choices, but damn, I didn't think I was just an image for someone's career boost." He concluded by saying, "To anyone going through something right now, take your time, heal, and don't lose yourself trying to be somebody else's come up." The videos went viral in less than 15 minutes and celebrities began commenting on them. Taraji, Pete Hennon, Angie Martinez, and even Charlamagne posted it with the caption, "Real one, no fluff." And for the first time since the drama started, people stopped laughing and started feeling sorry for Papoose. The sentiment on the internet started to change, and even Claressa's fans went silent because the hurt was too personal for many. Claressa hasn't made a statement yet, but late that evening, a mysterious tweet was posted on her page. The damage had already been done. One of the year's most well-known online relationship scandals had completely unraveled what had once been a spicy side chick battle into a slow, painful collapse of trust, truth, and public image. Now, the focus was on what would happen next. Would Claressa address the allegations? Would Papoose take time off for music? Would Remy finally leave the chaos? Lessons learned. Heartbreaks happen. I'll grow through it, she said. I didn't mention names, apologize, or deny anything. The internet hadn't even caught its breath when a new leak hit. And this one wasn't just messy. It was devastating. Hours after Papoose's tearful video went viral, an anonymous Reddit account posted a blurry but readable screenshot of what appeared to be an NDA, and a name no one expected to see. Most importantly, was this the end or just the calm before the next scandal storm? Because just as the dust was settling, another anonymous source surfaced with something even more damning. An NDA non-disclosure agreement with Claressa Shields at the top, and Anthony Tone Baxter at the bottom. Baxter is a mid-level producer who has been associated with Remy Ma's former management team and is known for discreetly ghost producing for some of the biggest names in hip-hop. According to the Reddit post, he signed an NDA last fall, allegedly to protect the privacy of their respective personal interactions. Translation: there was something between Claressa and this man, and they didn't want it to get out now. Whether this NDA was real or not didn't matter. The internet was flooded with screenshots, threads, TikToks, and decoding every pixel. Just when it seemed like there was no more digging to be done, another receipt appeared in a Venmo payment history that purportedly showed a $600 transfer from Claressa to Tone Baxter just a month ago was leaked. The note for the flight fans began solving the puzzle more quickly than a true crime podcast. Why was Claressa leaving Tone Baxter? Why was it NDA? Why was the payment? Why was this all happening while she was supposedly developing a sincere and healing relationship with Papoose? At this point, the internet wasn't just speculating. It was looking into it. Someone made a Google Doc timeline that listed every man Claressa had seen over the previous 6 months, complete with photo proof, location tags, and overlapping dates that gave the impression that Claressa had been seeing more men than a boxing coach. Papoose hasn't commented on his most recent video. And one more thing, a quote on a black background: "You don't always get closure. Sometimes you just accept reality and keep moving on." Remy Ma reposted the post to her own account, adding, "And sometimes you make sure they don't rewrite the story without you." This post was shared by followers of superstars like Remy Ma. Remy Ma's team has now filed a cease and desist against Claressa's camp, not for defamation but for theft of personal finances. During the time she was supposedly engaged with Papoose, the purported court insider, this is where things become legal, according to a fictitious but spicy leak, assert that Claressa utilized joint assets from her relationship with Pap to fund these other relationships. That is, she was using Pap's money to support these other relationships while cheating on him. If this is accurate, it could lead to civil court damages, asset disputes, and even public testimony. Just think of Claressa Shields having to appear in court and defend her decision to fly out with a second man while dating someone she claimed to love. That's not just a scandal, it's televised humiliation. Meanwhile, companies are in retraction after a major athletic supplement company was reported to have suspended communication with no confirmation or press release. Claressa's team quietly deleted her profile from their ambassador page. This marks the third partnership to end in a week, and despite everything, Claressa stayed silent. Her only public appearance was a brief Instagram story with a black screen and the words, "You only know what's leaked, not what's real." But she was mistaken if she believed it would calm down the ruckus since, according to several witnesses, Claressa, Remy Ma, and Papoose were all summoned to a special, exclusive meeting. An event celebrating Black excellence in music and sports was organized by a luxury magazine and was only open to artists, athletes, and insiders. However, as with everything else in this story, privacy was compromised and an attendee leaked audio of what they claim was a heated conversation between Claressa and Papoose. You can't hear everything, but you can hear Papoose saying, "You didn't just lie to me. You made me lie to myself." Claressa answers after a brief pause, "I told you I wasn't perfect, but you weren't my hero," request with no context or visuals. The audio ends there, but it was enough to send fans into a tailspin. By this point, the public perception had changed, portraying Papoose as a man who got played rather than as someone who cheated. Remy Ma was portrayed as vindicated, calm, and unconcerned, and Claressa as a cunning opportunist. Piece after piece flooded TikTok and Twitter. Was Claressa playing chess while the world believed she was recovering? Did Papoose sacrifice his marriage for in? Remy is a villain or the warning, and even celebrities began to weigh in. Charlemagne stated on the radio that Remy always moves with receipts. So if she posted it, she meant it. "You don't level up by tearing two men down at once," Lisa Ray said, calling the turmoil embarrassing for Claressa. A third twist emerged just as the outcry was at its zenith. A phony but entirely credible leak claimed that Claressa had been approached by a streaming network to appear in her own. The show would allegedly follow her post-scandal journey, show therapy sessions, and feature never-before-seen footage of her relationship with Papoose. When asked for comment, her representatives declined. But the leak was enough to spark outrage online, with one tweet reading, "She really turned her own mess into a bag," another wrote, "With a camera crew, cheating, lying, and making money is only possible in America?" But Remy Ma's tweet that said "predictable" was the most terrifying response. This is how the entire story came full circle. What began as Remy being accused of losing her husband ended with Remy having the last say. What began as Claressa assuming the spotlight ended with her facing a firing squad of her own contradictions. And what began as Papoose pursuing happiness ended with him publicly lamenting his own choices. So where does it all go from here? According to sources, Remy Ma is reportedly back in the studio recording a project inspired by lessons learned, losses, and liberation. There is no set release date, but fans are referring to it as her, according to blogs. Papoose has completely stepped away from music and is organizing a private retreat with no phones, no interviews, and just peace. Her future is uncertain. Some claim the scandal made her too toxic for brands, while others say she will rebrand, repackage, and rebound as if nothing happened because America loves a villain if she owns it. However, one thing is certain, this wasn't just gossip. It was a masterclass in how quickly the internet can turn on you, turn against you, and bury you all in a week. Papoose was a man looking for peace and suffering, or did he voluntarily ignore every warning sign in the name of reinvention? Furthermore, was Claressa Shields a misunderstood, ambitious woman who became entangled into public lies, or did she play every angle, treat every man like a stepping stone, and build an empire? Deep down, we know that the drama never ends, it just changes names. Empire of manipulation. You've seen the receipts, heard the voice notes, watched the silence, Read the cryptic captions, seen the disappearing brand deals, heard the voice notes, and seen the FaceTime calls that should have remained private. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Are you on Remy's side, Claressa's side, Papoose's side, or just let me grab my popcorn while you're at it? Consider whether Remy would have remained silent, whether Claressa would have continued to climb, whether Papoose would have remained, whether this would have all remained hidden, and whether Claressa has another twist in store. Even if you're not prepared for it, like this video. Do subscribe at least once if you enjoy the drama, breakdowns, and chaos that no one else dares to stage. And hit that bell since nobody is safe in this scandal-filled world and the next live could destroy someone's legacy.